Dubstep sound design. It's one of those things where you look it up on the internet and I teach you how to do it. In today's video, we'll be ranking all the dubstep sound designs on a tier list. Not really, but I will teach you how I dubstep sound design tutorial 2023. Okay, so first up we have serum. If you don't know what serum is, and this is how I sound design with serum. First of all, I'm going to use the Nasco sub preset from Splice. In case you didn't know, it's the only sub preset that's good. Overusing other people's presets is only one way to use serum. With serum, I like to make basic patches, that way I can use a lot of sound design techniques afterwards to resample. Okay, so here's the laser bass thing. We got the default serum with the default sub. And then we go to the AU5 serum preset pack thing and choose the cool waveform. And I add the noise and the fat rack I made. Then I render it to resample. Then I add the Phazen plugin, the Phazen Spice rack, available to own now on Phazen.com. And then we add the Skybreak multipass that I stole and didn't give credit to. Whoa. And that was me saying whoa. And that's how you cook a meat. Overall, that one's definitely an A tier. B tier. So for this next sound design, I'm using a sample from my pack. I invested thousands of dollars into dubstep sound design, and all that came out was this sound. And then I added in a plugin called Exchanger, which reshifts the formats of the partial harmonics. And if you don't know what that means, please leave this video. And then I add Shaperbox to make a new rhythm. I add end frequency shifter to add pitch variation over time, as well as some delay, so it sounds like a rhythm bass. And the whole time I was recording the sound design process into an Edison. That way I can drag out some of the cool basses and use them for layering. I pitched the sub up and down in relation to the wub and added a volume automation. Here's some of the sounds from Edison. All together with a main sample and layering sounds like this. That sound was one of the best designs I've ever sound designed. C tier. Okay, so now we're using Citrus, which is like Serum, but not the same plugin at all. Also, it's not even called Serum. Alright, so I add the fat rack, I go into Serum 2 and modulate the pitch. And in Oscillator Operator 1, it's a sine wave, but with added partials on the very high frequencies, which makes it sound all squelchy and like space laces. I add FM to Oscillator 2 and add a volume automation, which in Citrus is basically FM from beat. And then I add a bandpass filter, modulate FM and pitch. I then duplicate the volume and pitch automations for the sub, record the wub into an Edison, drag it to the playlist, and then add an elastic pitch and cut up the sound so it's more unique. Make some more pitch adjustments, duplicate it for the sub as well, and there you go. Out of all the sounds I've made in this video, this is certainly one of them. B tier. I'm not interested in making this next sound, so I downloaded the new Serum update, and I'm gonna let the AI do it for me.
Artificial intelligence activated. Processing. Dubstep preset ready.
So this is what it sounds like. And then we add the fat rack. and then render the fat rack so it's on the playlist. And I added pitch modulation to go up, but in like steps, so it's not smooth. Here's a rhythm shifter in my Phazen plugin. Here's a cool trick I found out in RX8. Use RX8 D-click, but put all the settings up. It makes it sound really weird and glassy and other adjectives. And now, since I have a lot of sound design stuff, I'm resampling it even more by dragging out all the cool parts when I recorded it in Edison. Did I mention I recorded it in Edison? I did now. Then I'm going back and sound designing the EQ, and by that I mean I'm making it less harsh with multiband comp and soothe too. So now that I have all the sounds I want, I'm just gonna arrange them and experiment with different rhythms. This is the one I eventually end up going with, but it sounds a bit empty, so I added more layers and more sounds and stuff. Here's the final result. Overall, I'd say that's an S tier sound. I would put it as any of the other tiers, but it's not as good as S. And that's the end of the video where I designed 4 sounds. Let me know your own tier list, or not. And make sure to drop a like and subscribe to boost my analytics. Catch you guys next time.